Hello my friends, I'm John Silva. Welcome back to the Vectorize channel. Today I want to share with you a quick process about my workflow using Affinity Designer, from the drawing to the vector step and also to the coloring stage, which is related to the paintings. I'll show you here as time-lapse because I can make this very helpful for you in a short time. Let's get started. I started to make this design as as a sketch, of course, because I wanted to understand the composition before I start to vector. So I'd say that vector, it is a construction method where you place the shapes. So this is what I'm doing. I'm using here exclusively pencil tool because this is a character design and you need to have organic forms such as drawing heads, fingers and things like that. It's most efficient if you make things more organic. As you can see here, I'm just showing you this part and pausing a little bit. So here I'm refining the nodes to be able to match with my drawing behind. Okay, so as you can see, I'm doing a lot of polishment in this process because the facial features, if you make something wrong, it's gonna be a bit awkward. So it's important to keep your design very clean as much as you can. As you can see on here, look how many nodes I have just for the mouth. I try to keep my design very simple as much as I can to be able to manage easier, right? So here it's time that I start to make the color blending. So here I try to make the composition before I place into the character. So here I test, right? I'm making the tonalities. So I grab here the red, and then I grab as well the light red, and then the skin tone. So here is the palette for the skin tones. So and then I will start to place. I use the color picker and I apply add-ons in all the skin, such as head, the neck, the hands, as you can see on here. So as well, I start to apply the coloring on the clothes. It's pretty fast to do this stage. You just need to select all the shapes that you did previously, and then you start your coloring. So basically, just to let you know that to vector, it can take like 15 to 20 minutes depending on your workflow, and to coloring it can take something like 2 minutes or less. Okay, getting back on here, I'm just applying the colors, and then I start to use the raster persona. It is here where I start to make the coloring, okay, and also the values based on the composition of the character. So this stage I'm using a lot the selection tool to separate the planes of the face. This is something that most people struggle. It is to separate the planes of the head to make it more efficient shading on the head. In advance, of course, this is a very rough stage, but I'm starting as well to make the selection to apply the light and the shadows on the hair, as you can see on here. So I try to polish to make it as simple as possible. And also, if I'm not happy with some of the shadings decision, I try to clean up and change, and to try to keep this consistent. It's very important that you keep in mind to keep your design consistent, because if you don't do that, it's gonna be a bit strange. Another tip that I want to give you, that I'm doing a lot in most of my work, it is to make the grayscale filter. There is on filter that it is on Affinity Designer, that you can apply everything to be in grayscale without changing the layers properties. It's just a view mode. Let me show you here. Here on Affinity, you can go here in view on top, right? Click here on view, and then you're gonna open here view mode, and then you go here in grayscale. Doing that, you're gonna see your project as grayscale. It's gonna be very easy to manage and see if the values is doing good. Now you understand about the grayscale method. It is very important. And another thing that I'm doing a lot, it is to flip the project. When you do that, you will refresh your eyes to be able to see more the mistakes that you eventually do. It's very normal. When you flip your project, you're gonna see a lot of distortions, like perspective wrong, values wrong, even some lights being placed in a wrong way. It's okay. You just need to find these methods just to refresh your eyes. And here I've started to blend more the face, adding a bit more soft blending. I'm using here brushes that I made by my own in order to accomplish this result, okay? And I want to make this available for you, okay? Also, I want to tell you that you can apply here the cast shadow. It's where the light, doesn't reach directly. So you have the light that's going to reach the planes, and then you have the cast shadows. The cast shadow you're gonna see a lot, below of the object. Let's say if you have a light on top, the cast shadow is gonna be applied in the opposite way. All right, it's gonna always be opposite to the light. And then you can consider as well to apply the ambient occlusion. What is ambient occlusion? Ambient occlusion, it is related to the very deep shadow which the light doesn't reach easily, right? You're gonna see this type of thing between the hands. When you close your hands, you're gonna see that there is a very dark lines here, shapes. So it's ready, the design is ready. You can see the end result right here, so take a look more in deep detail. I'm using a lot the selection tool in order to have this sharpness. If you ask me, hey John, why you don't use vector to make these shadings, I will tell you that vector to make details paintings, it's really delayed. You gonna make your design very slow, because to be able to make this, can you see here this cheek, we have a lot of transition between grayscale to more red tone, and then we have this plane with a lot of highlights. If you do this in vector, you need to create many shapes, and then perhaps using transparency tool. There's too much step that you need to do to accomplish a simple result that can be done in painting. That's why I'm doing a lot of paintings, align it to the vector techniques that I'm always doing here and teaching you. So that's it. This is the end result. I hope that you enjoy it. If you really enjoy it and find this video useful, leave the like, comment here, and I'll make my brushes available to you to download in my website. Okay, feel free, it's totally free, no fees. Well, that's it. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope to see you in the next video.